Welcome. Hi everyone. My name is Eric Gilbert Williams. I'm the founder and CEO of the Roof Hospital Exteriors. And it's been a very long time since we did a video like this. I think it was probably 2015 or 14 since we did a video. So welcome back. The purpose of these videos is to have an opportunity for me to share with you, everyone who's watching, what's going on in the market and keep you posted. There's probably a lot of questions that you have, and I'd like to be able to help answer some of them and give you some good advice, and also just have a little chat, see who I am and who the company is here at the Roof Hospital, that we're real people. It's been, like I said, a long time. These are raw, uncut, unrehearsed videos. The purpose here is to not give you a polished, finished, cookie cutter solution. This is a real conversation that we're going to be having in these as they go on throughout the next year. First, I wanted to share with you a little bit about where the Roof Hospital is today and where we've been. It's been a few years. It's been a long ride. We've done a lot of large projects, and we've expanded into a bunch of new products that we weren't doing several years ago. It's been a really rapid development, and we're all really excited to be working a lot more with Hardie Board and doing some EPDM work on a bunch of flat roofing and doing some framing and building up some parapets, doing a lot of custom cladding. Obviously, asphalt shingle work is something that we do a lot of. Working with property managers of all capacities, consultants, engineers, architects. It's something that we enjoy and we do a lot of. Probably more than 70% of our business is sitting with property managers and consultants right now. And it's where we like to be. It's our niche. We like working with condominium townhouses. We love working with residential houses and with apartments to a certain height. It's where we've been, and we've been really stabilizing here since 2015. From 2009 up to 2014 was a very rapid growth, and that's how we ended up on the Profit 500 list, #1 fastest growing company in Calgary. Every year was year over year, almost 100% growth back to back to back. It was a wild ride. And from 2014 onwards, we really found a good spot for us. And we've been stabilizing at the range that we're at. We've got about 17 guys here in-house, and we work with a lot of contractors. And we work with whatever we have to work with on the particular job. We've certainly evolved to be much, much more than a roofing company. It's fair to say that we're general contracting for exteriors. When you look at all the decking projects and insulation that we're doing, and stucco and siding, windows and doors, our list of services has expanded so much more than just roofing. And as we stabilize here in this position that we're at, we get to really develop and cultivate our relationships a little bit stronger and get to know you a little bit better, and what exactly do you need on your project, and where can we improve, and how can we think in advance of your needs and give you the best solution. And that's where we're at over the last few years. It's been an interesting market, and that's the second subject I wanted to cover today, is the market has changed a lot. And I remember in 2011 when we had that wild windstorm, and windows were falling out of high rises downtown Calgary, and downtown was quarantined off, and next thing you know, there's shingles blowing off on all sorts of roofs and emergencies everywhere. That was a really big storm right beside a whole bunch of hailstorms back to back to back, and coming out of boom season from 2000, say roughly 2003 to 2008 approximately. New construction was way high. The storms were happening all over the place. There was some issues with products like pine shakes. You probably heard a lot about pine shakes and how they didn't last nearly as long as they were supposed to. All those roofs needed done real fast in advance of their anticipated timeline. Renaissance shingles on the ICO side ended up being replaced a lot faster. There were some cosmetic challenges, not real functional, but a lot of cosmetic challenges that incentivized people to change them. And these were micro booms inside the roofing industry that pumped activity up higher, almost to an inflated level. Sure, immigration was high, and new construction was high, and that affects all sides of construction. So definitely our siding departments and our different types of insulation that we work with, and anything exteriors got a surplus of work because of that influx. But then in roofing specifically, like I said, you got those Renaissance shingles and the pine shakes, and that created another micro boom within it. And then the hailstorms come in, again, affecting all types of exterior construction. And what we're seeing right now is a stabilizing of the economy, not really not a decline, so to say. Decline relative to the peak that it was at, but really stabilizing to what it would be and what it would normally be if we hadn't have had those influxes. So there's a lot of companies, and sure, we feel it as well. with that decline from the boom, there's an adjustment. You know, the work doesn't come as easily as it used to. We got to be a little bit sharper with the pencil. We got to be a little bit better on our service offering and better on our follow-up and our warranties. And there's a lot of opportunity to strengthen relationships and be a leader in a stabilizing market instead of just being a captain of a ship when things are going high. And there's an old saying one of my mentors used to say. He said, you see who's swimming naked when the tide goes out. And right now the tide is going out, and we get to see, you know, which are the companies that have substance and stability inside the organization so that they can weather the changes of the markets. I've always been a firm believer that any company can grow market share faster than the market changes. And just because we might be seeing a dip in the general market activity, it doesn't mean that every company needs to suffer. It doesn't mean that every company needs to be hurting as a result. So it is an opportunity for every organization to assess and ask themselves, are they doing the best they can do, and what can we do better? And you know, there's a lot of guys out there in the industry that, you know, technically we're competitors with, but I got to say there's some good guys out there, and I really like bumping into competitors that I can respectfully look at and have a conversation with and say, you know what, I like what you're doing out there, and it gives me a sense of almost community to sit and say, yeah, I have a lot of friendly competitors that I like competing with. There's a lot of back and forth and support that contractors of higher caliber can support to each other and give to each other. And it's a great feeling to be a part of a market here in Calgary that has a lot of that. So, you know, over the next little bit, we're obviously coming up in winter. It's cold outside. It's freezing, actually. And there's going to be some changes to every company as we shift from that high peak of fall into that low peak of the low trough of winter. Condensation issues are going to pop up. Moisture issues in attics are going to pop up. Everyone's familiar with that condensation effect where your attic can turn almost into a freezer that's had a door left open too long, and that ice builds up and moisture comes in. So a lot of that's going to pop up. We're going to see a lot of windows that need to be changed out from older construction, and generally we're going to gear into winter mode in all of its facets and everything that's involved, which includes a lot of guys taking some time off that are long overdue and well deserved to have that little bit of a vacation. So this is really just an intro. It's our first one of the relaunch of these video series. Thank you very much for coming out. I want to increasingly add more and more value. I want to find things I can give to you that bring, you know, better comfort to your home and in your business experience. If you're a competitor watching this, let's have a chat. You know, give me a call. I want this to be collaborative. So I look forward to doing the next one, and I look forward to doing a lot of them over the next year. I will see you next time. Thank you very much. This is Eric Gilbert Williams at the Roof Hospital Exteriors.